Hello again and welcome to the Warhammer 40k Mordian Glory video, and today I will be launching a new series of videos documenting the progress of the Great Mordian Restoration Project, and I will be using a name suggested by one of my subscribers, which I think is an absolutely fantastic name, which is Mordian Mondays. Absolutely love it. The moment I saw it, I knew I had to do this video series, and it's going to be obviously a long, ongoing one. So thank you very much to everyone who sort of upvoted that and liked it, and thank you to the commenter for putting that down. Absolutely fantastic. That's right, guys. From now on, every Monday, if possible, fingers crossed, I will be doing a Mordian Monday video, which is where I will document sort of the progress I've made on my hobbying and what I plan to do with the Mordian Great Restoration Project, what the next steps are going to be. And also, I'll probably talk about an idea I've had for the army that I'm building and for just a general idea kind of thing. It'll almost be a bit like Black Templar Friday, a bit stream of consciousness kind of stuff, but it'll be a little bit more hobby focused. Okay, so because obviously I spend a lot of time talking about tactics on this channel, but we have to remember probably the most important aspect of this for many people is the hobbying. It is the hobbying side of things, and I think there'll be some great opportunities for me to in this series to look at like different bits that I'm using, and if I've come across a problem with the model, how I fixed it. So for example, I've seen obviously on my first squad of Mordians that I completed, I used the Victoria, I was sent the squad and it was Victoria miniature parade hats which we used, and in the next plastic squad that I've done, which I've already got built up and ready, it's going to be Anvil Industry plastic parade cap heads as conversion parts. So I'm going to sort of compare the two side by side, and when they're all fully painted, and see which one I prefer, or if they're about equal. I can't tell right now because they're not both fully painted up. But anyway, we will talk about that when we get there. For now, let's take a look at what I was working on last week. So I was working on my first restored metal Mordian squad, classic infantry squad, which I've had for a very long time. One of my original Mordian units with the missile launcher and grenade launcher combo with the sergeant with las pistol and sword. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about with the unit itself. I'm doing cohesive units now. I originally was just stripping random models just to get the stripping technique done. So my current technique for doing for getting rid of all the paint of metal models is I soak them in Dettol for a minimum of 2 to 3 days, normally about a week. And then once that's done, Dettol's like an antiseptic cleaner you can get over here in the UK. And I know in America people use Simple Green and swear by that. That is normally enough to get rid of it, but I often have very thick layers of paint, multiple layers on these guys. And if that's the case, what I then do is I run them through an ultrasonic cleaner, which I do about a 30 to 40 minute cycle in the ultrasonic cleaner, and that tends to really restore them down to the base metal. And then I just get a toothbrush and I just scrub it all off. Things that I've learned is that don't mix Dettol and water. If you do, you get a weird black tar that will cover your whole model and you have to re-soak it. It's awful. I thought, I'll wash my brush off in water and then do another model. No, it will actually stay. It may not seem like it. It will stay cleaner if you just keep scrubbing in the manky, just disgusting Dettol solution that's full of bits of paint. It will actually be easy to clean it. Don't try and mix it with water or anything. Second thing to say is I tried using 2 knockoff sort of own brand Detolls from Asda, which is our version of Walmart over here, and neither of them did anything whatsoever after like 3 weeks. I had them soaking in there for a long time. So don't use own brand, just use original Dettol. It definitely works. It's £3.50 for a 750 milliliter bottle, which will do you, basically will do you 20 to 30 guys, which is pretty good. £3.50 to completely strip and restore 30 metal models out of plastic is great. So that's what I sort of learnt there. Onto the squad itself. I know I'm not like going for the most competitive stuff at the moment. I'm just painting up cohesive units. So I'm going for infantry squads with with a sergeant, a special weapon, and a heavy weapon in each one. Just do that, and then I can put them in my little MDF movement trays that I've bought from eBay. I'll be talking about those in another video. I've going for movement trays for obvious reasons. I want that part of the Great Mordian Restoration Project. We're bringing them back to the competitive scene, and with the introduction of chess clocks and everything, I need to have lots of tools on my side to be able to play with these guys fast paced in a tournament. So movement trays will be in. I have a couple of different movement trays that I've ordered. I will be doing a quick review in a Mordian Monday on both of them, but not just yet. I'll probably do that next week. But onto the squad itself. That's sort of done about the hobbying and the stripping of models and everything. Onto the hobbying itself, onto the squad. So missile launcher, grenade launcher. It's a pretty good combo. With the fact that you get lots of sort of frag, and you can have frag missiles and frag grenades, or you can have crack missile and crack grenades. They're quite versatile. Just a solid all-round unit, and I thought it looked good. The only sort of controversial weapon choice I would say in the unit is the sword on the sergeant. Okay, now I did paint it up as a power sword. I have no doubt in my mind I'm going to regret that. Okay, no doubt. Because now, when I run that guy, I either have to pay the points for the power sword, or I have to not pay the points for the power sword and proxy him with a regular weapon. So, why did I do it? It's simple, guys. Rule of cool. The Great Mordian Restoration Project is about restoring the 50th Mordian Rifles to their rightful position as my best army. And part of doing that is having motivation to paint cool stuff up. And part of the problem behind the army getting into its state of disrepair in the past, and certain models being left behind and everything, is because I only chose the most efficient choices every single time, which I'm going to obviously do when it comes to playing tournament battles and everything, but there's going to be plenty of times when I'm going to want that power sword, and it is cool. It is cool. Now, one thing I do want to say is, traditionally, my Mordians have always fared better in close combat than they have done at shooting. I have had games with my Mordians when I have had 270 guys unload into a knight and barely scratch it, or not kill it when they should have done. And I've had games when 20 Mordian riflemen led by a commissar, no priest, 20 Mordian riflemen led by a commissar charged in against Gilliman, who I think had only taken 1 or 2 wounds, and killed him. And that was thanks to the fact that I had paid for a power weapon on my commissar. So I'm a big believer in close combat, and if I'm gonna be restoring the Mordian fitted rifles to their rightful place and doing things the Mordian way, which is fixing bayonets and getting up and at them, I'm gonna need some power swords in there. And it's cool. It's very cool. And The great thing is now that power swords are only 4 points each. And so I can take them without feeling like I am really crippling my army. You know, back in the day when they were 15 points each, god damn, no way. But the third thing is, I'm not too worried because I have a lot of sergeant models. I am not short of sergeant models. I can make more sergeants if I have to. I can go down to Games Workshop, buy a box of plastic Cadians, do a head swap, and I have enough bits around to make 10 sergeants with bolters, 10 sergeants with las pistols, 10 sergeants with las pistol and chainsword. It's nothing. It's fine. I mean, I'm happy and willing to do that. So, whilst it might seem like a bit of a silly choice, it is a cool choice, and I am gonna run him with that power sword. I am gonna run him with that power sword. Why not? You never know. It might just surprise me. Now, I do love that. If anyone's wondering, I should talk painting scheme. If anyone's wondering how I got that really nice blue on the power sword, I will tell you what I did now. I undercoated the whole model in Caliban green, and I then painted the over the sword light blue, and what I used was the Citadel base colour Calidor Sky. Just put 2 layers of that on, two thin coats, and then I used the Citadel technical paint Soulstone Blue, and I just put a layer of that over, quite a thick layer, to be honest, quite a thick layer of Calidor Blue, not Calidor Blue, of Soulstone Blue. Now, when I spoke to the Games Workshop guy about this, he didn't think this was going to work, but it actually turned out really nicely. Which, to be fair, I didn't know it was going to work, because what you're meant to do with Soulstone Blue is sort of paint it over silver to give it to make like a metallic-y, silvery, bluey gem. And what I did is I thought, well, if it's going to make a cool sort of sheen, let's put it over blue. Let's put blue over blue and see what happens. And it basically just makes a really cool sheen effect. And it does make it look like the power sword's turned on. So very cool. Love it a lot. Now, I've almost forgotten the most important thing that I want to talk about today, which is actually painting the squad in general. So, same scheme as you saw on the other models. Caliban green jackets, Macragge blue is on the blue bits, Geller gold on the for all that stuff, all the same colours. And you know what, guys? I love painting the squad. I absolutely loved it. It was it sounds crazy though. It was emotional. First time painting a Mordian in over a year, maybe over 2 years. Painting a full squad of Mordians up. Yeah, wow, it was a big moment. It was a big moment for me, and it's really excited me. It was like it all came flooding back. What's crazy is how fast I can paint these guys. Gene Stealer Cultists, it can take me a week to do 2 or 3 guys, and that's when I'm trying to be quick. Mordians, I knocked out a squad in a couple of evenings, a couple of concentrated evenings. It was probably about, with everything taken into account, it probably took me 4 normal evenings to do a 10-man squad. That I can do. That I can definitely do. I was so happy that I started on the second squad, and on my second metal Mordian squad, which is going to be a las cannon grenade launcher squad, I've already done the green properly on all of them, and I've started the blue on 4 models already. So there you go, guys. It's going to be a second metal Mordian squad, which I'm planning on doing a squad a week, but that's going to have to take a back. That might have to take a little bit of a slowdown, just because I have a tournament with my Gene Stealer cult coming up, and so I also have a couple of models I have to finish off for that. And also, there's a painting competition on the Bolter and Chainsaw, the big one called the ETL, which is about 3 months long, and you earn your score is how many points and units you paint up in 3 months. And the Great Mordian Restoration Project will be taking part in that, I can assure you. I'm going to get a lot of Mordians painted in 3 months. A lot. So there you go, guys. So I will be having another squad next week, and then it's going to be some Gene Stealer cult stuff. But I'll still plug away at my Mordian, so I've got something to put in these Mordian Mondays. But there you go, guys. That's it. It was like muscle memory. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed painting that squad. It was amazing. Felt great painting Guardsmen again. You know, I've been trying these Black Templar guys out. I've been trying these Gene Stealer cult guys out. I love them both. But it's nothing like playing Guard. It's nothing like painting Guard. Especially these old metal models. I only wish that Games Workshop still sold them. If anyone at Games Workshop's listening, on the vague chance that you are, and on the even remoter chance that you would take this seriously, bring back the old metal regiments. I don't even want you to redo them. Crazy. I just want you to bring them back. Because, you know, right now in the emotional roller coaster I'm on, I drop 200 quid and buy loads of new metal Mordians. No doubt in my mind. I just drop it. And I know loads of others would as well. Bring back the metal regiments, Games Workshop. God damn you. Anyway, on that weird note, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please post down comments below anything that you liked about the video, what you'd like to see in the video, and what you want me to paint up next. It's going to be infantry squads, guys, pretty much. It's going to be infantry squads for a while. But is there any particular weapons you want me to be painting up? Anything you want to see? Do you want to see how I convert the models or stuff like that? Just put some ideas down below. It's open. I can't promise you I'll do it, but I'll definitely give it its due consideration. So thank you guys for watching, and of course, I'll see you guys next time.